Round her they cluster, maidens whose loveliness might e'en have set a poet's or an artist's brain on fire. Red-lipped and dreamy-eyed they sang or worked or glided through the mazy dance or knelt before her, holding up in cup of burnished gold the ruby blood crushed from the fragrant grape. As Venus in the evening sky outshines the lesser lights that sparkle there, so she among her women sat, a queen in form, in face, in mind, dimming the loveliness with her rare grace. Vashti the beautiful, a star, a queen, her slender neck proudly upheld her small round head, wreathed with its jetty coronal, and on her rounded cheek, shading her wondrous eyes, half hiding, half reveling the passion, purity, and strength that dwelt therein. Her red lips parted like a cleft pomegranate showed the snowy line within, and her fair arm laid on a cushion kitsch with Tyrian dye, shaded with its alabaster hue, the dazzling whiteness of her silken robe. Idly she sat swaying a scarlet blossom to and fro with her lithe fingers. Vashti the beautiful, a star, a queen, Ahasuerus calls for thee, O Vashti, fearless among queens.
The earth, the ocean, and the air have yielded up their choicest treasures to grace Ahasuerus' feast.
The mine and loom have lent their aid, and ruby wines have sparkled in their golden cups. And now, O Queen, he calls for thee, decked in thy costliest jewels, and in thy richest robe, that all the nobles and the princes may gaze upon thy wondrous loveliness and say, she too is his. Down trod the flaming flower upon the marble pavement, and the slender fingers interlaced and held each other with a strength that forced the blood back from the shell-like nails. Proudly she looked upon him, and drawing up her stately form to its full height, calmly she spoke, I will not go. The crown Ahasuerus placed upon my head is his, he can remove it. The crown of pure, fair womanhood is mine, and I will keep it. Although I lose the world and life beside round her, her women cluster. She waved them off and stood alone. Thus Vashti, the beautiful, uncrowned, but still a queen.
Silent and lonely, in the summer night, lay the great city through the marble streets. No footstep moved. The palaces, the seats of wealth and power, the domes of malachite, where sculptured dragons, monsters carved in stone, alternated with statues clear and white, of ancient warrior kings that stood in rows. Along the cyclopean portico hushed, and over all the moonlight shone. Along the beach beneath the massy wall, the great sea rippled drowsily. Afar, the headland glimmered like a misty star, wearing a cloud wreath for a coronal. And all the air was filled with tremulous sighs, born from the waste of waters, musical, yet dreamy soft, as some old Orphic hymn that floated up what time the day grew dim, from Dorian groves and forest privacies. Yet, in the voiceless silence of the hour, an awful presence moved, unseen, unheard. It glided onward on its way and stirred the sleepless hearts with dreams of gloomy power, visions of fear and throbbings of despair. The plague was here. There was no house or bower. Safe from his darts, from every door had gone some friend or father, some beloved one, borne to his grave by the red torch's glare. And as a lovely flower that seems to fade in summer's heat and bows its golden head, turning from those fierce heavens overspread to muse in sadness on some dewy glade, so many a maiden perished, white and still, and many a soft, angelic face that made the sunshine of its home grown cold and grey beneath the coming shadow, passed away, so warm of late, now passionless and chill. Alas, the little children, where was now their laughter? Many voiced their sportive wiles, their bounding feet and witchery of smiles, with floating hair and faces all aglow. Silence and fear into their play had come, dulling each pulse and shadowing each brow. And so they wept and wondered, side by side, lay young and old, the bridegroom and his bride, the child and sage, all summoned to one tomb.
O'er the waters blue, the good ship sped with a gallant crew of hearts, brave hearts that never would quail mid thunder's crash or the tempest gale. When borne on its wings in angry flight, the Storm King rode in his fiercest might. O'er the towering waves with their hissing surge that shrieked as he passed their ocean dirge. And many a one they left on shore, whose dearest prayers with them they bore, whose hearts forever fondly turning to those that in life they might see no more. Who perhaps too for them was that moment Yes, we want those who sweaty heads over the deep with silvery sheen on their stairs, with those apart, those seas more darkly and deep between. Away we sped with the favoring blast of many a fairy isle. We passed through fruitful groves and shining trees, with beauty from clouded skies, and from beneath blew off the sea rose like some mimic paradise. So still, so bright, with all the youth that vernal summer's breath diffused, so pure it seemed that on such earth since darkest thing could ne'er have burned. Oh, how often have I thought how sweet would be on some the fountains well in some such heavenly spot, with only those I loved around. But soon we left behind those isles where balmy summers ceased the smiles, those gentle waves whose sapphire reach shines o'er the corals red beneath, and where the breeze at evening roves and wantons o'er their placid face, fraught with the fragrance of the groves of scented trees, those isles that grace and sailed by more than one dark coast, bleak, rugged, wild, and tempest-tossed, where beating on the treacherous shore the waves resound with dismal roar. Their dreadful walls just here would stir in breast of boldest mariner, and gladly he his bark would turn from butchers little more. We tacked them still day after day, from coastal and far, far away. We'd left the last of humankind for many a stormy leave behind. Oh, even those ill-omened birds will arose, give her on untiring wing. It's all the quivering billows foam and joyous most when tempests sing. Had gone from us and ceased to dip their feathery pinions in the blue of ocean's breast, as round our ship in wheeling circles off they flew. And we had passed some days before the last of those that love of gain had brought from afar smiling shore to this ungenial stormy May, and saved some monster of the deep, and wildly sweep in solitary flight or distantly in its broad home. Its falling fierceness was with foam the chill by lashing wide. And not of living saw heard, we sped beyond the flight of bird, and though perchance there might have been some of those beasts with and milky hide or worn, and say none in the sea, aiming at me icy voyage or companionship was gone, and onward we pursued.